Family, what's up? It is Justin Worthen here. I had no intentions on filming a video today for a couple of reasons. One of those is I need a haircut very bad. Two, I ordered a really cool light that will really help this setup, but I did not want to wait until it came in. I really do feel like the information that is in this video is probably one of the most valuable pieces of content that I have put out so far. This knowledge has been acquired over the brief time that I have began my lead development representative role at one of the largest tech companies in the world. So my start date for work was January 9th, 2023, and I am uploading this video on March 3rd, 2023. Since my start date, I've been able to successfully book about 260 meetings over the phone. I've probably had about 1,800 actual calls/conversations. That includes me being hung up in the face, of course. So needless to say, I have been able to get some pretty good results. Now, I have been able to monitor what seems to be that driving force, or whatever you want to call it, that really seems to yield good, consistent results. I truly believe that whether you are a sales development rep, business development rep, or in any other type of sales where you would have to make phone calls, I believe that this would be extremely applicable to you. And I got to tell you, they're odd, like odd times 6. You're right, that wasn't really funny. But I really believe that these are 6 ways to truly become extremely good over the phone. Number 1, be willing to listen to the little things. Now, this is what I mean by this. Really, just stay humble. Be willing to learn from your coworkers, and even be willing to pick up things from the person that you're actually talking to. I'll give you a prime example. So I developed this script for myself in how I open up calls. Now, I usually have like a pretty soft, chilled demeanor. I like to come across as very normal, not like sales alert, sales alert, sales alert, telemarketer, telemarketer, telemarketer. So I typically start off like this. Hey, this is Justin with Intuit. May I speak with the TIA? Hey, this is Justin with Intuit. Is the TIA available? Hey, this is Justin with Intuit, calling for who manages Tech Journey. Later in the intro, I typically say something like this. Yeah, I'm just calling to see if our current service performs the way that you intended it to. So one day I got a secretary on the phone, and she was taking notes for the person whom I was calling for. And when she repeated what I said back to her, she made this statement. So you're calling to see if our current service is working to our standard? And I thought to myself, wow, working to our standard as opposed to performing the way you intended it to. So that was something that I adopted for my intro, and I truly believe that it gave me a more clear and precise way of communicating. Number 2, give someone an out. Now, this is what I mean by that. Now, of course, there are certain sales methods out there that would allow for you to ask question after question without actually giving a person room to breathe. And while you may be effective at getting a person to respond to you with the answers that you want, at the end of the day, they may feel harassed and like they actually have no control in the conversation. So every now and then on calls, it's okay to say things like, hey, if you're busy at any point, you can end this conversation. Hey, I know I'm calling you at a busy time. At any point, if need be, you can end the conversation. That, my friend, builds rapport. I do believe this tells the person that you have a level of sincerity and genuine concern to help. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't have to do like this dramatic long pause after you give them the out. Feel free to continue to talk after that. But at least the person knows the option is on the table. Number 3, let people know that you will be quick. You can do this more than one way. You can directly tell them that you will be quick, or you can do it in a subtle, indirect way. Sometimes I will begin a little more slow and methodical in the very beginning, But then I will ask a question like, how are you doing? But I will say it in a quickly, sharp manner. I'm doing that to let them know that although I'm speaking carefully, I'm not going to drag out everything and have no regard for your time. Example. Hey, this is Justin with Intuit, calling for Atia. Hey, Atia, how are you? Hey, this is Justin with Intuit. May I speak with Atia? Hey, Atia, how are you? Now let me give you an example with giving a person an out as well as actually telling them that I will be quick. Hey, this is Justin with Intuit. May I speak with Atia? Hey, Atia, just calling real quick on a recorded line. And at any point, if you need to go, feel free to end the conversation. But just want to make sure that the current service we're providing to you is working to your standard. That last example actually proposes a bonus point that I want to bring to your attention. Be willing to switch up the script. In that last example, I used the term working to your standard. Well, really, I think it sounds better for me to say working according to your standard. And I do that all the time. I will say something on a call and then I will think to myself, well, I could tweak it this way, or maybe it'll sound a little bit better that way. And you know what? I'll just change it on the next call. We're not robots. It's okay to do what is the most effective thing to do. And oftentimes that means switching up what you're saying to yield better results. Number 4, be willing to help the person. You might be on a sales call where someone is asking you just a simple question that maybe another department like support would normally handle. But it's so simple, it's so surface that you can still give them the answer to it. Give them a helping hand, even if you will have no gain from it. This type of practice builds a great reputation for your company and a good foundation of sincerity in your heart that will bleed out to the people who actually will need your service. Number 5, do what is best for the prospect you're talking to. Sometimes this may mean it does not actually make sense to book the meeting. Make sure that you are more concerned about providing the solution as opposed to getting the sale. Is there a pain that is being resolved? Is there an opportunity for the prospect to gain something from your service? Sell with this level of integrity, my friend, and I am telling you, those who need your service will respond. And my final point is respond to the obvious. Now, what do I mean by that? Hey, this is Justin with Intuit calling for Atia. Yeah. I know my call is a bit random. Calling on a recorded line real quick. We just want to make sure that the service we're providing to you is working according to your standard. If the person is surprised you call, acknowledge it. After all, you're not a salesy person or a telemarketer calling them. You're not a robot. You're a human being who can hear their response. Therefore, you address it. I have found that when I do things like this, it really allows for the person to open up more to me. I hope that these 6 odd ways to become really good at sales calls was helpful for you. If you are considering a career in tech sales, be sure to check out the link in the comment or check out the link in the description to explore course careers. Until next time, prosper.